do have a setup today with a couple of props. Know that if you don't have these items, it's okay. It's not a big deal, but you can kind of simulate something similar. So down here, you can either use a bolster if you have a bolster, or you can just take a pillow, maybe one or two if your pillows aren't super firm, so that you can rest your legs on this bolster. Or if you prefer, we're going to go into butterfly. So if it's in butterfly, you might just want blankets by the side so that you can support the thighs. And then you'll also begin with your back slightly elevated to open up the heart. So if you have either books or blocks, you can place one a little higher so that you're not over exaggerating or exacerbating any discomfort in the back. And then a second one to support that mid back. But other than that, if you guys are ready to get started, we'll begin. So as you arrive on your mat, go ahead and set up these items as is. And if you don't have the blocks and you have a pillow, you could just place that pillow there instead, and you can rest your body on that. And then at that point, if you have something you could wedge under, a second pillow or even a cushion, whatever you might have, that could be your elevation for your heart opener. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the blocks. But we'll go ahead and get started. Make sure as you come down, that second block, the one closest towards your glutes, that it's supporting that mid back. So like where our bra strap is located. Completely fine, Dre. Thanks for letting me know. All right. So support the body as you come down. That first block, if you have it, is exactly where the bra strap is at, or maybe even a little higher. And then that top one, it's on that higher setting so that you're able to rest your head, the back of the head on there. Then the arms rest to your sides. Those legs rest comfortably either on your pillow or that bolster. Take a full breath in through your nose here. And then exhale, release that breath. You'll do this just a few more times, inhaling through the nose, feeling that low abdomen expand. So let it open up like a giant balloon. And as you exhale, release that breath, letting it go. And one more big cleansing breath in through the nose. And that sigh, releasing that breath out. You have a few options here. You can either take the tongue, licking the lips, filling them to one another, and then begin that breath work in and out of the nose. You also have the option to slide those hands and rest them on your belly, or one on your heart and one on your abdomen, whichever feels best for you, or keeping those arms out to the sides. As you begin breathing in through the nostrils and out of the nostrils, notice how your body can begin to decompress. If you have the wiggles, acknowledge it and let yourself get comfortable as you arrive on the four corners of your mat this morning. Tune into the sound of that oceanic breath. As you inhale, you should feel that constriction and that breath dragging across that constriction. And as you exhale, continue that constriction and find that soft humming ocean sound. Relaxing your eyes, letting your arms get heavier, and even maybe turning those palms down if you need a ground. Feel the earth beneath you absorb its energy. Taking a moment here to scan the body from the crown of the head, down through the trunk, through the hips, and down the legs until you reach your toes. And as you reach your toes, you might even want to wiggle those toes a little bit and then travel in the opposite direction, scanning from those toes, through the knees, up to the hips, through the body's trunk, until you reach the neck and the crown of the head. And you're scanning as an observer, just taking a mental note of where you are, how you feel. As always, no judgment, just gratitude and grace for the beautiful being that you are. Begin to set that intention for your practice this morning. Where is it that you'd like to guide this energy, your love, your light to? Or perhaps retaining it for yourself today. Maybe with this sense of Gratitude, you retain it for yourself. Whatever you decide on, as you take your next breath in, draw that breath in fully. Pause that breath at the top. And as you exhale, open mouth sigh, let that breath go and send out this love, this light in your gratitude. Taking your time, begin to wiggle those fingers, bringing those arms closer towards the body. You can inhale, extend those arms like a letter T, and then slide those arms over your head as long as your back feels fine. On that exhale, release the hands down to your sides, bending those knees. As you bend those knees, you might want to slide that pillow out from underneath. As you slide that pillow out from underneath, press the palms into the mat. Take your time as you roll over towards your right or your left side by rolling the body over, releasing if you're on those blocks, resting for just a moment here in this fetal position. As you rest here in this fetal position, go ahead and curl that left knee if your left knee's on top towards your body. Give your left knee a little hug. And then inhale, extend that left leg long, removing those blocks out of your way. So just slide them out to one side. And as you slide them out to one side, roll your body onto your back, and then take your body to fetal position in the opposite side. As you come to that opposite side, grab that knee that's on top, pulling it in, giving your heart, your leg just a little bitty hug as it comes towards the heart. Inhale, release, and then exhale, roll into the back completely. As you come down to your back, bend those knees, let them kiss. Windshield wiper your legs right side to left side. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale, release that breath. Heel toe your feet all the way back towards one another. And as you take your next breath in, rolling over towards that right side, working the weight of the body so that you can come onto your hands and knees. As you come into hands and knees, wiggle the hips right side to left side. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears and then roll the shoulders away from the ears. As you come into this tabletop position, let your big toes kiss. And as you exhale, sink the hips towards your heels. Extend those arms forward as you bow your chest down. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, letting it go. You've got two more. Breath in through the nose, maybe massaging the space between your eyebrows, side to side. And last big inhale here. Exhale, release that breath. On your next breath in, press those palms into the earth, lift the heart up, stacking on all fours. The knees come close to one another. We'll tuck our toes under. And as we exhale, we'll send the weight of the body back. As we send the weight of the body back, we're stretching the bottom of our feet. If you need a little more, go ahead and exhale and roll your little toes out to the left and right edge of your mat. As you inhale, you'll roll those toes in. If you prefer to stay up, stay up. Exhale, roll it out if you'd like. Inhale, rolling it back in, looking forward, pulling the shoulders away. Exhale, rolling out. And then last time, inhale, we roll forward. Slide the weight of the body towards the top so you're once more stacked on all fours. You'll lift your feet and start a couple of circular motions with those ankles in each direction. Take the top of your feet and pat them on top of the mat just to bring back that sensation. Once you're ready, lift that right hand off the mat. A few circles with your right wrist in one direction and then releasing. Lift that left one, a couple of circles in one direction and then the opposite direction, and then release that left palm down. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, work the weight of the body back. And as we inhale, we're going to bend those elbows, draw the shoulders away from the ears, slither the heart forward as we take a roller coaster cow pose, retraction of the shoulders. On our exhale, we'll dome that spine, looking towards our body, rolling the hips back. Inhale, keep the elbows tucked in. It's like you're on railroad tracks. Exhale, dome that spine, taking it back. Two more. Inhale, slither the heart forward, retract those shoulders, lift up proudly. Exhale, doming that spine, taking the hips back. And that last one, inhale, reach forward, lift up high. And then exhale, dome that spine, slide the hips back. On your next inhale, come back to center and stack on all fours. As you stack on all fours, bring those knees close to one another. Tuck the right toes under, and on our inhale, that left leg goes behind us. As our left leg goes behind us, go ahead and work that left hand just a little bit closer towards center so we can extend our right hand. If this is too much for you this morning, just leave your hand down on the mat instead. So either or, breath in, and then exhale, tuck the elbow and the knee in towards your heart. Inhale, take your time as you breathe in. Exhale, take your time as you pull in and you breathe out. Inhale, long reach. Exhale, tuck it in. Last one, inhale, we'll reach nice and long. And exhale, we'll pull it in nice and tight. On our next inhale, we'll extend the arm, releasing the hand down to the mat. Slide your left foot over towards your right side. As you squeeze those thighs, you'll exhale. Look over that right shoulder, pressing that left hip away. Make sure if there's any issues going on with your hip, you're not being too aggressive. You can even bend that back knee if you prefer. A breath in through your nose, reaching through the crown, and that breath out of your nose. On our next inhale, we'll look forward. Slide that left foot directly behind you. Hook your right toes to the right edge of the mat. Anchor through that right palm, and then inhale, side plank as you extend and lift that left arm up towards the sky. As that left arm reaches up towards the sky, press through the pinky side blade of your left foot. Breathe in through your nose. And as you exhale, extend your arm towards the top end of the mat. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Draw that breath in fully. Inhale, we extend and reach up with the hand, and then lift and float that left leg off the ground. Stack or align the shoulder with the wrist for protection of our shoulder. When you're ready, pointing those toes, curling the heel either towards the glute, reaching back and grabbing your ankle, or pulling that knee in towards your heart, sliding your hand down that shin bone until you grab your ankle. Draw a breath in here. Send the kneecap away. Look in any direction that it feels right for your neck, as long as you don't compromise the dropping of the shoulder. One more inhale here. Exhale that breath here. And then inhale, release, extend the arm and the leg, dropping the blade of the foot down. Slide your left hand back and around, rotate those hips to point forward, lift and float your left leg off the ground, and trace a few circles as you bend your left knee to that left side in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Returning back to center, you'll wiggle those hips right side to left side. And now you have the option to take once more those roller coaster cat cows or traditional cat cows on all fours. So shoulders pull back. On an inhale, we can tuck our toes, drop the belly down, lift the chest up. On our exhale, we press the feet into the earth. We press the spine up towards the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Keep those elbows pointing back. Exhale, cat it up. Once more, inhale, cow pose, breathe in, and exhale, let that air out. Inhale, neutralize the spine. So we neutralize the spine, knees come together, tucking our left toes this time. We'll inhale, extend that right leg. As we extend that right leg, find your stability. Slide that right palm just a little bit closer, bring the core up nice and tight, and then inhale, you can extend and float that left arm if you'd like. Breath in through your nose here, and then exhale, tuck it all in. Inhale, lengthening, knowing that you can modify by leaving the hand down. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, take it long. Exhale, pull it in. One more round. Inhale, we grow nice and long. And exhale, we tighten it all back up. And then inhale, we'll reach. Exhale, that left hand goes down. Cross your right foot over towards the left side, squeezing your thighs. As you exhale, look over your left shoulder. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another inhale through the nose here, letting that breath go. On your next breath in, look to the top of your mat. Slide your right foot behind you. Hook the left toes to that left edge, and then inhale, side plank as you extend and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Pressing once more through the blade of your little toe on that right leg. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring that palm towards the top end of your mat. Pull the shoulder away from your ear. Look anywhere it feels right for you. One more inhale here. Letting that breath go. And then inhale, the arm goes up and we lift and float the leg. Stay here if you don't feel like curling the heel in towards the glute, or curl that heel in towards your glute and reach back and grab that ankle. Modification, you can curl the leg, but you can keep the hand on the hip if you prefer. A full belly breath in as you send the kneecap away and you grow through the crown of the head. One more inhale here. And that breath out, all on your breath and time. Release, extend the arm and the leg, drop the blade of your foot down, spin that right hand down towards the earth, rotate your hips to point forward, lift and float this right leg, bend your right knee and trace those circles with your hip in one direction, and then switch it out. And then returning that right knee down to the mat, wiggle those hips right side to left side, and any additional movement your body might be craving. Curling those toes under, sending the hips back. Inhale, we lift those knees off the mat. We'll tilt our hips up as we come into that downward facing dog. As we come into our first downward facing dog, begin to march or paddle your feet out back and forth. Send the hips from right side to left side, maybe even looking underneath your armpits, perhaps maybe looking just in between those thighs if you prefer. And then pause when you're ready. As you pause in stillness, Soften of the knees and then begin to tilt the hips up a little higher. Press the heart towards the thighs, hollowing out those armpits, those quads. Your thighs become active as you straighten those legs. The heels might be off the mat. The heels may be on the mat, either or, just own it. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go here. On your next inhale, lifting the heels, bending those knees generously. Press the heart to connect it to your thighs. And then inhale, look forward. You'll begin to walk your way towards the top of the mat as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway, a flat back. Exhale, we'll melt it all the way back down. Separating our feet wider than hip width distance. Grab your elbows for Ragdoll Pose. You can hook the thumbs if you'd like in between the bicep and the forearm, or if you prefer, just grab onto your elbows. You can rock from the north to the south. You can rock from east to west if you prefer. You can begin to straighten those legs at any moment that you see fit for your body. Find that length through your hamstrings as you continue to tilt the tailbone up, breathing in through the nose. And as you exhale, letting the head get heavy. So no wrinkles in the neck if possible. Maybe close your eyes. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale, return back to center, releasing our hands down towards the ground. Bend our knees if you need to. Heel toe your feet all the way back towards one another. Keep those knees softly bent, and then inhale, drag those arms along your sides until you reach tall pose, and inhale, those arms scoop up. Exhale, the palms kiss, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. We'll draw a breath in, we'll close our eyes, and we'll pull our shoulders up. We'll exhale, keep those eyes closed, drop the shoulders away. Fluttering your eyes open on your next breath in, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, lift through your heart, keep your ribs intact. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, lowering your fingertips and then your palms down to the mat. Step back with that left foot. As you step back with that left foot, drop that left knee down, top of your left foot on the earth. Inhale, we'll rise up for that low lunge. Arms extend up towards the sky there in line with our ears. And then exhale, we'll pull the elbow heads down, opening the heart, maybe looking up between the wall and the ceiling. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, our hands come down to frame this right foot. Take your left foot, curl it over towards your right edge of the mat. Walk that right hand towards that left side. Align that hip with the femur. Extend your palms towards that top left corner, and you'll exhale, bow your heart down. Give thanks, give grace and gratitude that you're here this morning. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out of the nose. Another breath in through the nose, and that breath out of the nose. Press the palms into the earth, lift your heart up, walk your hands back towards your body. Begin to square those hips by sending that left foot directly behind you. Both palms are to the big toe side of your right foot. Lift that back knee up, and as you lift that back knee up, plant that left palm down, and then inhale, twist and look open towards that right side as your right hand reaches up. A full breath in here. And then exhale, release that right hand down, slide or step that right foot back as you exhale for a downward facing dog. March or paddle your feet out once more, draw a breath in. And as you exhale, tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. Hollow out those armpits, grip into the pads of your fingers, and then inhale. Lift the heels, roll the spine forward until you're in plank pose. Drop down to those knees or not. Elbows stay tight, sending the weight of the body forward. You'll exhale, lower the heart all the way down. As your feet touch the mat, your hips stay grounded. If your back is tender, take your legs out a little wider. If your back is good, keep them tight. Hands come out beyond your mat. Either tent the fingers or press the fingers into the earth. Either way, inhale, lift up for modified cobra. Exhale, release in that modified cobra. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, that right shoulder goes down. We'll look to the left side. Inhale, we'll lift up. Exhale, that left shoulder goes down. We'll look to the right. Inhale, lifting up once more. And exhale, releasing it all the way back down. Slide those hands close to your breastbone. And if you need a few circles with your wrist before moving forward, go for it. But plant those palms down close to your breastbone. Bring the thighs back towards one another. Pull those elbows in. Shift through the crown of the head, tucking the toes. Inhale, plank on our knees to exhale, full plank off of our knees to tilting the hips up as we exhale for downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, connect the heart towards those thighs, looking at your toes. Now inhale, looking forward, walk or step your feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, you'll rise up halfway, flat back once more. Exhale, you'll melt it all the way back down. Separate the feet wider than hip width distance. Point those toes out to the corners of your mat as the heels point in. Leave your right fingertips down, bend that right knee, and then inhale, pull that left arm up towards your heart to your shoulder, and then extend the arm up towards the sky. Draw a breath in here. And as you exhale, release the fingertips down and switch it out. Bend the left knee, straighten that right one. Pull that right arm up towards your heart to your shoulder until you can extend those fingertips up towards the sky. Take a full belly breath in here. And then exhale, looking down, release your fingertips down. Bow that chest down. Walk your hands underneath your body. Your fingertips point towards the back end of the wall. Begin to straighten those legs if it feels right for you, or if you prefer, bend those knees, swishing your hips right side to left side as you ground those palms into the earth. You're looking in between those legs. One more breath here. Letting that breath go. Finding that stillness. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Walk those fingertips forward. Rising up. Walk your feet back towards one another, and then inhale, reverse and lift. Sweep those arms to the sides, up to the sky. Big breath in, big smile, and then exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up, and exhale, forward fold. Lower the palms down to the earth, stepping back with your right foot. Release the right knee down. Inhale, we'll work our way up into that low lunge. Arms reach up, biceps in line with our ears, hugging that right hip forward, letting that left one meet it. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. They'll frame the foot. As we frame the foot, begin to walk your hands towards that top right corner. Begin to take that right foot to that back left corner. And then exhale, bow those hands towards that top left corner. Align and adjust this left knee if necessary by keeping the knee, the ankle, and the hip point in line. Breath in. Exhale, bow down only as much as your body permits. Another full breath in here. Letting that breath go. On your next inhale, press the palms, lift the head, walk the hands back towards your body. Square the hips by returning your right toes behind you, tucking those right toes, lifting that right knee. Walk or slide that right hand for stability under the shoulder, and then inhale, extend and lift that left arm up towards the sky. Send that energy out through that back right heel, and then exhale, release the hand down. Step back into downward facing dog as you send the hips up. A breath in here. A breath out here, and then inhale, lifting those heels, roll the vertebrae forward, plank pose on those knees if you prefer, or off. Elbows hug in, shift the heads of the elbows back, reach forward, lower with your strength all the way down. Tops of the feet press into the mat, the hands stay close to our breastbone. Inhale, we lift our heart up for a little baby cobra. And if you'd like, in your baby cobra, little to no weight on the fingertips or even the palms. Big inhale, shoulders pull back. Don't lift the feet if possible. Keep them down. And then exhale, release and lower down. Inhale, plank on the knees to plank off the knees to exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another inhale here and let that breath go. On our next inhale, lifting the heels, bending those knees, looking forward, walking, stepping, or if you want to hop those feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Exhale, we'll fold it all the way back down. Inhale, reverse and rise. Slide those arms to the sides, to the sky. Palms kiss. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. The heart shines up. Inhale, extend and reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lower those palms down to the mat. Step back with that right foot. Pause there, plant those palms, step back into plank with that left foot. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. On your next inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky. Bending your knees, stack the hip over towards this left side. Press the heart towards the thigh. Keep looking at your kneecap if possible. Couple of giant circles if you'd like with this right knee in one direction and then the opposite direction if you'd like. And then inhale, extend the leg, activate that hamstring by lifting up. One more breath in. And as you exhale, pull the knee into your chest, look forward, step that foot in between the right and the left thumb. Instead of kicking that leg or forcing it, use the hand on the calf to slide it forward if necessary. Take a breath in here. Look forward, peace fingers into the earth, then inhale, high crescent lunge. We'll rise all the way up into that high crescent lunge. We'll draw a breath in, and then we'll exhale, pull the elbows down. If you need to modify, lift up a little higher. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, spin your back blade so that you're in warrior two now. Adjust that stance to align your heel to the arch of this left leg as those arms settle into space. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Back hand drops down. Flip that right palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go here. One more inhale, and then exhale, coming back into your warrior two. From that warrior two, we're going to tee our arms out like an airplane and pivot this left leg so that we come back into high crescent lunge. So inhale, twist and release. There you go. It's a little difficult, but you got this. Arms reach up, and then exhale, those hands slide down. Interlacing your hands behind your back or grabbing those elbows, you're going to lean the body forward, plant that back heel down, draw that breath in, and then humble warrior as we exhale to bow that heart down. As we bow that heart down, you're allowing yourself to zip those thighs together, pressing through the blade of your left foot, anchoring through your big toe, little toe, and that heel point. One more inhale. And that exhale on your next breath in, release the hands to the small of the back. Let your fingertips come down to the earth or even on your pillows or your blocks. And then inhale, rise up halfway. Straightening your front right leg, look forward, pull the shoulders back, draw the navel up and in, and then exhale, humble warrior. Bowing down, a breath in, a breath out. Another full breath in here. And that breath out. Use that back leg as a hinge if you need to. Last one. Letting that breath go. On your next inhale, lift up halfway. Rebend that front knee. As you rebend that front knee, take that left foot back, dropping it down to the mat. Slide those props out of your way. Take a breath in, leaving your fingertips on that left hand down on the mat. Inhale, sweep that right arm up towards the sky. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release the hand down. Plant the palms down, slide back either into three-legged dog or downward facing dog, either or. Take a breath in, let that breath go. Then inhale, roll the vertebrae forward. We're in our plank pose. On or off those knees, always your choice. Exhale, begin to pull those elbows in towards the side body, lowering all the way down. Tops of your feet press into the mat. Feel the hip points ground into the earth. Inhale. Cobra Pose. As you come into that Cobra Pose, only go up as much as your body permits, looking forward. A breath in, a breath out. When you're ready, looking forward, lift those hips up, untuck those toes, and exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a full belly breath in here. Let that breath go. Inhale through the nose once more, and let that breath go. On your next inhale, extend and lift that left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, stack the hip to the right side, looking at your kneecap, press your heart towards your body. Those big circles with your knee in one direction, and then the opposite direction. And then inhale, extend and square the hips. Draw a breath in, activate that hamstring. And as you exhale, bring the knee into your chest, lift that right heel high, looking forward, step your foot in between the thumbs. This is what I mean. Instead of forcing that knee forward or the foot, grab the calf, plant that right palm down, step that left foot through, and then find your stability. From there, inhale, look forward, peace fingers into the earth. When you're ready, rise up with control. Arms sweep up, heart is proud. One breath in, and then exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, pivot your back blade perpendicular to the mat for your warrior two. Extend and reach those arms forward. This is your balance pose. This is your strong, fierce warrior pose. You've got yourself stabilized in the center, and you've got whatever tasks are ahead and behind you, but you find center. Drop that back hand down, flip that left palm, inhale, reverse that warrior. Instead of hyperextending the back, think of sitting into the hip, high-fiving that back wall. One more breath in. And then exhale, come back to your warrior two. This is where you're gonna pivot. So when you're ready, breath in. Exhale, turn and pivot back into high crescent lunge. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, the hands release to your sides. As the hands release to your sides, grab that opposite elbow. Shift the weight of the body forward, step and plant that right foot down so that you're in that warrior one pose with your legs stance. A breath in, and only when you're ready, exhale, humble warrior, bowing it down. As you bow down, take that gaze from the front of the mat down through that back side of the mat until you can trace that seam line on your right leg. Full belly breath in here. Full belly breath out. Another big breath in. And that breath out. When you're ready, hands release to the small of the back and down towards the ground to frame that front foot. With or without those blocks to lift the earth up, inhale, we'll rise up. Straightening through that front left leg, you'll exhale, bow it down. Instead of doming your spine, think of heart going flat, shoulders pulling back, crown reaching towards the earth. It's not about how deep you fold, it's where you feel the length on that hamstring. Gently hug the left hip back, pull that right hip forward. Another 2 inhales here. One more inhale here. Letting that breath go. On our next inhale, rise up halfway, remove anything that might be in your way. Bend that left knee, step that right foot further back, plant that right palm down. Inhale, extend and sweep that left arm up towards the sky. Draw a breath in here. And then exhale, release the palm down. Take your time as you slide and step, either 3-legged dog or downward facing dog. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. On our next inhale, lifting those heels, rolling that vertebrae forward, plank pose, on or off the knees, always your choice. Exhale, shine the heart forward, lower the body down. Inhale, rise up for cobra or your upward facing dog, either or. Breath in, breath out. Looking forward, pull the navel up and in, tilt those hips up, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and then as we exhale, we're gonna release our knees, let our toes kiss, sink the hips back, work our way into that child's pose. Draw a breath in through the nose here, wiggle the body, settle the hips towards the heels as you release the heart closer to the earth. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. Another full breath in here. And that big release out. Finding that last inhalation. If you need a cleansing breath, open mouth sigh and let it go. On your breath, your time, palms press into the earth, and then we'll inhale, begin to lift and rise up. As we lift and rise up, work those knees where they're stacked with the hips. Curl those toes under. Send the weight of the body back. Peel the knees off the mat, and then exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lifting the heels, bending those knees, either walking, stepping, or hopping your feet in between your thumbs, or if you prefer, walk your hands towards your feet as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale, we melt it all the way back down. Separating those feet hip width distance apart, or maybe even further. This time you're going to inhale, lift up halfway. And then you'll exhale, fold the heart. As you fold the heart, walk your hands towards your ankles. Hold onto those ankles. Shimmy the hips right side to left side. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. One more breath in, and you'll let that breath go. As you take your next inhale, release the hands back down towards the mat. Soft bend of the knees as the hips bend. Heel toe your feet all the way back towards one another. And then inhale, reverse and rise. Slide those arms to the sides, to the sky. Full breath in. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Lift your heart up. Inhale, those arms reach up. Palms kiss, hands into prayer and at our heart space. As those hands come into prayer and heart space, close your eyes and maybe tuck the chin towards the chest or bowing that gaze towards your hands. Take a moment here to breathe in fully, to let that breath go completely. And then fluttering or blinking your eyes open. Inhale, circle sweep those arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, lowering the palms down to the mat. Either step back left foot, right foot, or if you prefer, hop back into your plank pose. From our plank pose, we'll exhale, tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. Draw a breath in through the nose here. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky, bending the knee and stacking hip over hip. If you like to flip your dog or you like to come into that wild thing, remember the little keys that we've said in the past. You might need to walk those hands just a little bit in, bend the knee, spin the blade. Take your time as you let the weight of gravity pull you over towards this side, and then inhale, lift the hips up. You can also stay here where your hips stay down and your shoulder is in line. Breath in. When you're ready, exhale, pivot back, work your way back into that three-legged dog extension. On your exhale, pull that knee in towards your chest, look forward, plant that foot or assist that leg so that it's in between both the right and that left thumb. Release and lower the knee down to the earth. We'll inhale, rise up for that low lunge. Exhale, the elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, the hands come down. They'll frame this front foot. Send your left foot over towards that right edge of the mat. Hands walk over towards that opposite side. From here, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, elbows pull down. You're at an angle. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, hands come behind the back. Interlace those hands. Take your heart towards that top left corner. Breath in. And then exhale, bowing it down. If this is too much for you, maybe one hand extended and one hand behind your back instead. Your choice. Big belly breath in here. Big belly breath out. Another full breath in. Letting that breath go. If your hands are both bound behind your back, release. Both that right and that left hand come forward. Press into the earth. We all inhale, lift up. As we lift up, squaring the hip as we square that hip. Curl the back toes, lift that back knee. Take a little step with your left foot forward and then inhale, rise up for that high crescent lunge. As we come into high crescent lunge, breathe in. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, arms reach up. Pivot your back foot for that warrior two stance. From your warrior two stance, back hand down, flip that right palm, inhale, reverse it. Draw the breath in here. Let that breath go. Inhale once more. Exhale back into your warrior two. Inhale, rotate and spin the body into that high crescent lunge as the arms reach up on our breath in. On our exhale, the hands swim down to our sides. Grab those elbows or interlace your hands. Take a step forward as you lunge the knee and drop that back blade down for stability. Breath in. And then exhale, bow your chest down. Only go as far as your body permits this morning, pressing through that back blade of your left foot, breathing in through the nose. The hands can interlace. The hands can come away from the small of the back if that's where you're at. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. Inhale, you release the hands down. Exhale, the hands come down. They'll frame that front foot. Inhale, rise up halfway with or without your blocks. Straighten that right leg and then exhale, bow it down. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose. One more. Letting that breath go. On your next inhale, rising up halfway. As we rise up halfway, go ahead and bend that front knee, step that left foot back, release those blocks if they're in your way, and then all on your breath and time, step back either into downward facing dog or that three-legged dog, your choice. Take an inhale through the nose, let that breath go, and then inhale, roll the vertebrae forward, plank pose, on or off your knees, elbows in, reaching forward. You'll exhale, lower the body. Inhale, rise up for cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Exhale, you can melt the heart back down, and then inhale, tucking, lifting up for plank onto the knees, off the knees to exhale, downward facing dog. Draw that breath in here. Let that breath go here. Inhale, the heels lift up, the knees bend. We'll look forward. Again, walk, step, hop, or hands to the feet as you exhale for that forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, release and melt it down. Inhale, reverse and sweep those arms to the sides, to the sky. A breath in. Exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, extend your arms up high. Exhale, forward fold, lower those palms to the mat. Either step back, right foot, left foot, or hop back if you prefer into your chaturanga, which is that half tricep push-up. From here, as you're exhaling, tilt those hips up unless you're taking that vinyasa flow. But I know we didn't do that on any of the sides, so you can just come up into that downward facing dog. On our next inhale, extend and lift the left leg up. Bend that left knee, stack hip over hip. Again, if you're flipping, walk the hands just a little bit closer. Bend that right knee generously. Float that left foot over to the right side. Dip the hips if you need to. With strength, you lift up. A breath in here. A breath out here. Modify. Keep the hips low. One more inhale. When you're ready, exhale. Pivot back. You're spinning on the ball of that right foot. You're extending your left leg behind you. As you exhale, pull that left knee in towards your body. Either step the foot or assist that foot in between the right and the left thumb. On your breath in, look forward. And as you exhale, drop that right knee down. Inhale, low lunge. We rise up. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. They'll frame this left foot. Hands come over towards that top corner. Slide that right foot over to the left edge of your mat. Breath in, breath out. If you took that bind, inhale, arms up. Lifting that chest, interlace the hands or grab your elbows. And when you're ready, exhale, bow it down. As you bow down, you can release as much as you'd like. If you prefer one arm extended and one hand behind your back, that's fine. Another breath in, another breath out. If your hands are behind your back, go ahead and inhale, lift up a little bit, slide both that right and that left palm towards that top left right corner, pressing into the earth. Inhale, we rise up. Walk your hands towards your body. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. You're at a slight angle. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, release those palms back down towards the ground. Square the hips, send that right foot behind you. Frame that front left foot, tuck the toes, lift the knees. You lift that knee, take a small step forward to stabilize. Look forward. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, exhale, elbows can pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your back leg. Drop that backhand down, flip that left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Ready to transition into your high crescent lunge from airplane arms. Inhale that breath. Let that breath go as you sink. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, the hands slide down to the sides. Again, you can either interlace or keep your hands on your hips. Step that foot forward so that you can anchor into that warrior one stance. From here, breath in. And then exhale, bow it down for that humble warrior. Do your very best not to let this left thigh collapse to the center. Instead, hug that left hip back. A breath in here. A breath out. One more. And then exhale, the hands release. They come down to frame that front foot. As you frame that front foot, inhale, we'll rise up halfway. So we rise up halfway, straighten that front leg. Then exhale, bow it down. With or without those blocks. Inhaling through the nose here, letting that breath go. Another full breath in, and let that breath go. On your next breath in, rise up halfway, rebending that front left knee. Step that right foot back, all on your breath and time. Slide your foot back into that downward facing dog as the hips reach up. Inhale, last time we come into plank pose. Skip it if you prefer. On those knees, elbows hug in. Exhale, we're lowering all the way down to the earth. Everyone, even if you were in high plank, come all the way down. Inhale, lift up for a little cobra or baby cobra, your choice. And then exhale, we're all lowering back down. As we lower back down, let your arms rest to your sides. Allow your right ear to rest on the mat if possible. Bend those knees, windshield wiper those legs from side to side. And then returning back to center. Bring your nose to the ground, bring your chin to the ground or your forehead. Set up for a little locust pose. So if you prefer arms forward, that's perfectly fine. If you prefer arms to your sides, that's wonderful. Or if you prefer to interlace those hands, that's wonderful as well. Your choice. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. And then inhale, start to lift your chin, your head, your chest, and then those legs and the hands come off the mat. And if you want to keep your feet down, keep the feet down. One more inhale. And then exhale, we lower. Bend those elbows, bring the hands forward. You can rest your left ear this time on the ground as you windshield wiper your legs, right side to left side. Coming back to center, extend those arms either forward or to your sides or bind the opposite direction. Nose, chin, or forehead down on the mat. Those thighs are close if possible. On your inhale, lift up for that locust pose. Body is all extended. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in if possible. And then exhale, we release down once more. Slide your hands forward if you'd like, bending those elbows, stacking your chin, or resting that chin on the stacked hands. You can windshield wiper those legs from side to side, or you can drop that right ear down if you prefer. Come back to center. We're going to set up for half bind of our wheel pose, of bow pose. So normally for that bow pose, it's curling both heels in towards your body. Today, I just want you to curl that right heel. Take your right hand, reach behind you. As you reach that right hand behind you, you'll inhale, lift your nose off the mat, kick your foot into your hand, and then if possible, extend and lift your left arm and left leg. And if not, keep that left foot down instead. breath in, breath out. One more breath in, and then exhale, everything comes down. You'll release that ankle, bending those knees if you need to, windshield wipering, or maybe just stillness. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Now we're going to switch it out. So go ahead and keep those thighs close to one another. Curl that left heel in towards your body with that left hand, reach back. And it might be that you're grabbing your pant leg, and that's okay. On an inhale, lift the nose, kick the foot into the hand, or hold on to that pant leg. If you need to, leave the top of your foot down on the mat or lift it up if your body permits today. Some days it's a yes, some days it's a no. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release it all. Let go of that leg, extending it nice and long, resting your chin either on the mat or your stacked hands. Bend those knees if you desire. Windshield wiper side to side. If you'd like that full wheel, you can take that full wheel, or if you want one more locust, take that one last locust. So all on your breath and time. Inhale, we'll lift up. As you lift up, feel your heart shine. Let yourself be grateful. One more breath in. And then wherever you are, release. As you release, those palms come to your sides. Those thighs work towards one another. We can bend those knees and sway them last time as we release that low spine and allow the fluids of our spine and our body to reset themselves. Take your time as you take that breath in, Sphinx pose. Arms come towards the front of the mat. Palms are down on the earth. You can look down or you can look forward. You can close your eyes if you'd like as well. When you're ready to move forward, go ahead and curl those toes under, taking puppy dog variation. So be kind with your spine. Since we have been in those heart openers and those back bends, extend those palms forward. Rest either your forehead down on the ground and keep your hips tilted up towards the sky, or if you'd like, your chin down to the ground. Shoulders should be nice and open since we've been stretching them along the way. Whichever feels better for you, that's where you should go. A breath in. And that breath out. One more just like that. Letting that breath go. As we take our next inhale, we'll either peel the chin off the mat or the forehead, walk those hands towards us, and then wiggling the hips from one side of the room to the other side of the room. We'll take 3 rounds of cat-cows. As we take these 3 rounds of cat-cows, inhale, tucking those toes, drop the belly down, lift the chest up. Exhale, draw the ribs together, pull the navel up towards the spine, doming our back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat it back up. And last one, inhale that cow pose. And exhale to cat it back up. On your next breath in, neutralize. And as we neutralize, big toes together, knees go out as wide as you'd like, and sink those hips back as we come into child's pose. Draw a breath in here. Let everything melt here. And you can also bend those elbows if you prefer. Slide your hands to your heels if you'd like. You're here for 2 more inhales. And that last breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. Only when you're ready, rise up, work your way onto your bottom. So slide those hips to one direction, slip those legs forward. Let yourself come to the center of your mat or wherever you're comfortable. Rolling down onto our back. You've done a lot of work already. There's no need to do extra boat pose today. Unless you really want to, then you can definitely guide yourself there. As you bring those knees, though, in towards your body, you can rock side to side. We're just releasing the hip points, massaging possibly the iliac crest or the bony part of our hips, the butterfly area. You can also trace a few circles if you prefer. Sometimes I like a combination of a few things. Sometimes it's just one thing that really fancies my heart. Whenever you're ready, releasing the soles of your feet down, extend that right leg up and cross that right ankle over for figure 4. We'll thread the needle by sending right hand through the triangle, left hand on the outside edge, and then interlace our hands like we've weaved a basket. You might feel like you're lifting your tailbone up, and if that's the case, can you drop that tailbone down as you flex your right toes? Let your right knee get heavy. Breath in here, breath out here. Know that you can also close those eyes. You can rest your foot if you have something to anchor it on instead. Another breath in. And you'll release that breath. You're ready? Go ahead and release the binding. And as we release this binding, we'll inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky. We'll exhale, bend the knee in towards our heart. Now you're interlacing your hands, wrapping it around the shin bone, so below your kneecap. Extend and straighten that left leg forward. You can hover the heel off the mat, or you can anchor the heel down, whichever feels best for you. Take a breath in, whichever you decided to do. Let that breath go. Another inhale here. Let that breath go. As you take your next inhale, lower that left heel down, extend and straighten that right leg over and reach those arms over your head for that big good morning stretch. On an exhale, bend those knees, slide your hands down to your sides, release the tailbone so that it's comfy. Lift that left leg, figure four on the opposite side. Thread the needle when you're ready. Take a breath in. Let it go. Tune into the sound of the breath. It's your own natural metronome that you're creating this beautiful music with. Let it drown out or silence the chatter between those ears. One more breath here. Letting that breath go. Only when you're ready, release the interlacing, lowering the sole of your foot down. Inhale, that left leg goes up. Curl that knee in towards your chest, interlace those hands around this left shin bone. Take a breath in, and you'll extend that right leg towards the top of the mat, flexing the foot if possible. Do what you want to with your left ankle. You might even twirl the toes or the ankle, or it might just have both your right and your left foot flexed. You've got another 2 inhales here. Heel can be down or up. Last breath in. And then we'll exhale, release that heel down. Inhale, left leg goes long as our arms reach over our head and we take that full morning stretch. On our exhale, the hands slide down to the sides. We'll bend our knees, releasing that tailbone. As the bending of the knees occurs, you can allow the legs to sway from right side of the room to the left side of the room. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose if possible. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. As we heel toe our feet back towards one another, tuck that left knee and that right knee in towards your body. Rock the frame from right side to left side, and then take a little happy baby. So knees come in towards our armpits, and we'll grab the blades of our feet. You can rock, you can stay still, you can play with the position of the legs. Nothing is incorrect unless it doesn't feel right. Let those knees really come towards those armpits. Drop that tailbone down without forcing the lumbar or the low spine down to the ground. Instead, you're just letting that tailbone release. A breath in and that big release out. Just a couple more. And if you want to bring the soles of the feet together for a little butterfly action on our back, you definitely can do that as well. Some days that feels really good. Other days it's not what you need. So you change and you do something different. We'll go ahead and take this final breath in and that big release out. We'll release those legs. We'll extend them up towards the sky and just find waterfall position. If you're in waterfall and you prefer it supported, maybe you want to take your blanket or your pillow and anchor the hips, you're welcome to do that. It could look something like this. If you have a block, it could be the block. This is a little bit more tender. If it's soft and cushiony, you can also grab the edges of that blanket or your pillow if that's what you have. We're just releasing the hips down. We're feeling the shoulders anchor into the earth, or the scapulas, I should say. If there's a variation that your body is craving here, I know some people like to bring their toes towards the backside, and if that's you today, you're welcome to go there. But I am offering just waterfall this morning, so where we can ground down to the hips, releasing everything. If you need a soft bend of the knees, take that soft bend of your knees. Sometimes our low spine is tender, and it just requires a softness in the body, that awareness in ourselves. the ability to let go of the ego and to say, I honor me, I honor the needs I have today. Only when you're ready, always on your breath and your time. If you're still in that waterfall position, we'll slowly begin to bend those knees, lowering the soles of the feet down. If you happen to have that blanket, block, or whatever supporting the body, just slide it out and release that low spine down. Let your knees kiss and either stay here in softness or windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Coming back to center, you'll slowly begin to pull the right and that left knee in towards your body. Arms, cactus, or T out, and all on your breath and time. Exhale, supine twist. Knees fall over towards the right. You can bring your shoulder all the way over towards that right side, left one. And then trace that halo if you'd like, so that you can slowly extend the left shoulder down to the earth as the right hand anchors that left side of the body. Draw your breath in here. Let that breath go. Keep in mind, if your knees are off the mat, that it's better if you'll just straighten those legs a little bit. Maybe even let the legs come out towards that top or that bottom corner of the room instead of trying to keep that 90-degree angle. Work within your limitations or work within your boundaries today. Breathing into the nose, letting that breath go. Looking back up towards the ceiling, you'll release. Inhale, come to center. When you're ready, exhale. Knees fall over towards that left side of the room, either bringing that right arm over with you or just allowing the body to naturally decompress on its own. Close those eyes if you'd like. Feel that softness as the breath enters the body. Notice the decompression or the release as the lungs give way and create space for that extra supine twist. Take one more inhale here. And release that breath. So you take your next inhale, look back up towards the ceiling. Bring those knees back towards center and your heart. Wrap those arms either around the shin bones or the hamstrings. Lift your head off the mat. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Squeeze every fiber, every tendon of your body. Breathing in as we let go and as we exhale, finding our final resting place of Shavasana. If you had the bolster and you want to return to Shavasana with legs on the bolster, slide that bolster underneath. If you decide you want to return into that elevated position of the heart opening up, that's fine. Or enjoy where you're at. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. Taking another big inhale through the nose. Cleansing breath out, we let it go. Softening the features of our face. Letting the breath be natural, unlabored. We enjoy these next moments as a gift we granted to ourselves this morning when we decided to roll this mat out. We connect, we bind the mind, the body, the spirit into one. And bringing that awareness to your space, to your physical presence. Begin by taking that inhale through the nose, sighing that breath out, letting it go when you're ready. Gentle movement returns to the fingers, the toes, your wrists, your ankles, and then the head moving side to side. Inhale for that full morning stretch, arms over your head, toes together. And as you exhale, curl it all back into a small ball, giving yourself one more embrace. Letting go, rolling over towards your right side, taking a breath here in fetal position, resting your head on that bicep. Using your left hand, if possible, with your eyes closed, rise up into a comfortable seat. As you come into your comfortable seated position, or you find a little more time for rest where you're at, you can bring those hands into prayer and at your heart space. We'll close our eyes, we'll draw that breath in through our nose. And as we exhale, we'll open those palms out. And as we open our palms out, may you forever fill the bowl with love, with light, and with energy. May you share this with yourself. May you share this with others. Sealing it all back up, the divine in me salutes, honors, and recognizes the divine love and light in each of you. It has been an honor to share this time and space. Namaste.